Okay, I believe this is the first time I'm actually on Motivational Monday, and I thank James for the privilege. He got me to on this topic of sharing about my recent retreat to Racha. Okay, so we just got back from KL last night, and we went for a weekend of slow running. We learned about slow run, and keep tuned to this channel because tomorrow Alfred will be telling us a little bit more about slow run and why we should sign up for this weekend's workshop. Okay, so I'm assuming I'm still going on okay. Yes, I'm still alrighty, and I'm going to start right now. If you are have friends who are not in yet, please go and join them in. Okay, so the topic today is Racha, the reluctant retreat. Okay, so I went to this trip last month, 20th to 24th. Racha is an island off the Phuket in Thailand. I signed up for the Racha expedition from the 20th to the 24th of March, organized by Constant Wind Sea Sports Center, right? So going adventures is not new to me. So why am I freaking out about this one? See, I was freaking out about this one. Since 2015, you all know, right? Some of you know very well that I've been climbing mountains since then, going on adventures quite regularly. So like, what's the big deal about going to Racha, right? So actually, I summarize my reluctance in two words. Fear and guilt. Okay, so fear. What am I afraid of? I'm not a sea sports person. Going to stand-up paddling every week at Changi on a hard board is practice, right? So yeah, I kind of didn't like it at first, was not good at first, but kind of got used to it. But taking off to a foreign land, to an island I've never even heard of, and to paddle on a different board. This time it's an inflatable board. Okay, so you actually pump air into this board. It's not a hard board. And this is an island, you know, in Thailand. And so I'm thinking, this inflatable board is very difficult to get into. It's very hard. James cannot get me. Please go and chill him in and tag him. Okay, because he's wondering where I am. So Hock Seng, please help me to tag him. So it's difficult. It's difficult to me. It's something wobbly, and I was really not confident at all. So I tried one time just a week before the trip, and I kept falling off, and it was not fun. So I'm thinking how to go on like this for 3 days paddling non-stop, right? Three days of paddling. Second factor why I was reluctant is actually guilt. I had traveled to Indonesia in November. Then I went to holiday in Penang in January. I went to Hwee Suan in February, and I felt guilty about leaving my mom at home, you know, and she didn't actually make it easier. She kept saying, oh, I feel so insecure when you're away. I'm afraid, I'm lonely. What happens if something happens to me? So I was really, really grappling with these two things, fear and guilt. And fear and guilt are not fun sleeping partners. And I was sleeping with these two partners for some while and really wrestling with the idea of whether I should go to Racha or not. Okay, so given all these fears, right, why did I go? Okay, so I'm going to be sharing about why did I go. But first, let me take you on a little trip to Racha and show you the outcome of the expedition and the outcome of me overcoming my fear and my guilt. So this is where I share screen. Share screen. Okay, share. Okay, hope you can see my screen right now. And hang on, I'm going to be slideshow, play from the start. So yes, this is Racha, the reluctant retreat. Okay, so I tell you, I got extra practice. Remember, I said I practiced one time and I keep falling. I went to Sentosa with Wee Ling. Wee Ling is actually an excellent sports person. She's the first Singaporean woman to have climbed the highest mountain in South America called the Aconcagua. She's also the wife of Hwee Suan, and very kindly she offered to take me to Sentosa to practice. Okay, so extra practice. And the word that came out from this practice, the words were face the waves. I'll talk about that a bit later. So this is Racha. When I first saw Racha, I said, oh my gosh, It's so beautiful. I'm so happy I'm here. You know, I mean, like I momentarily forgot about my fear, right? So really, really, it is wow. It's a beautiful island. This is like one of the numerous pictures we took of the beach resort. It's unspoiled, virtually unpopulated. Okay, so wonderful, wonderful place. And these are my roommates, two, one of whom I've never met before. So the accommodation is beautiful. So if you talk about 5-star resort living, this is it. So I'm very happy because a lot of my adventures, the accommodation is nothing like this. Yeah, so this is a new thing for the longest time. And I haven't been to the beach for a long time. And actually, I love beach holidays. Okay, but of course, minus the paddling part, I never paddled until this last couple of years. So yeah, beautiful villa setting. And it was just not about paddling. And there were so many bonuses that I didn't expect and programs that the team had lined up. And the first night we went stargazing, was introduced to this app that, you know, when I just use my app, point at the star, and then the constellation name comes up and an illustration like this appears on my phone. So I'm looking at Gemini, the constellation. I'm looking at the Orion's belt. It's so thrilling, you know, this part. I don't know. I just never thought I would be so thrilled with this because I always thought stargazing very difficult, how to see star, how to know what is the star. But this app made it like, wow, in an instant, you know, I could do that. And this is the magic of Racha at night. Yeah, the sunsets are just glorious. The resort is beautifully designed and beautifully lit. And then we got sunrise as well, spectacular sunrises. This is a sunrise, a walk in the morning. We woke up at 5:45 to go and wait for the sun to come up. We were not disappointed. This is just one of the numerous pictures that we took. Although everyone was raving about champagne breakfast, and this is us, free flow of champagne every morning. Can you imagine? Of course, James and I control ourselves because we are on an awesome body composition diet, ABCD diet. And so, although there's lots to eat, we found lots of yummy things that are compliant, yeah, to eat at the breakfast. And what's more, we got to go on a hike to a vantage point to see very, very nice views. And then I thought, the wow is over. But okay, so I'm sorry. I forgot the most, the thing I went there for, paddling. So this is the gang, fun-loving gang. You know, I don't know most of the people here, but I didn't realize that it would be so easy. I didn't expect it would be so easy to make friends like that, you know. So these are some paddling pictures. You might have seen them on my Facebook, James's Facebook. Glorious, fantastic weather. Very, very good weather. Yeah. This is taken by a drone. So, you know, we are going round the coast of Racha. And what is the outcome of the paddling? I didn't manage to go all the way standing. There was a very, very rough patch. I went up the safety boat to wait out the rough patch, joined the team again, and I became part of the team that the first people to go round the island of Racha on a stand-up paddle. Can you imagine? We are record makers, history makers, this gang of people from Singapore, first guys to have paddled 12 kilometers around the island of Racha in 3.5 hours. So, okay, Phuket, I always thought New Ski people are like very gung-ho, very fun, very funny and all that, right? Hey, this gang, like us, they are like us. You know, go to Tau Sa Piah, buy Tau Sa Piah, also make a big deal. Doesn't this remind us of Penang, guys? And then, breakfast. Every meal was like really, really an event. We went for makan, we went for massage, we went for shopping. Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is the end of my pictures, and I will now use the remaining time to talk about some life principles from Racha. Okay, there was a lot of learning, definitely. But because time is limited, I'm not focusing on the learning this time. I'm focusing on life principles, and I've got three. Here. Number one principle is Racha was about commitment to living a holistic life and a life of discovery and adventure. So there's this question, right, that I often ask myself, what am I committed to creating in my life? So I said, I want holistic living, I want adventures, I want discovery. So does Racha fit the bill? Absolutely yes, right? Obviously yes, right? Now the trouble is, the trouble is, did Racha come at a convenient time? Actually, no, it's not convenient. I got too many holidays and my mom was kind of like up and down like this. But my commitment to life principle of holistic living also led me or allowed me to practice another principle, which is carpe diem, right? Which is seize the moment, seize the opportunity, seize the day, right? So it's not every month that this thing happens, or if someone organizes a trip to an unknown, unheard of island. Everything's really planned out. Even the cost is very reasonable because we got the accommodation at nearly half price. Yeah, someone in the group is very good friends with the owner of Racha, who happens to be a Singaporean, by the way. Yeah? So I'm just asking myself, when I say yes to Racha, I'm saying yes to my commitment to holistic living, to living a life of adventure. And I also remind myself, be careful what I say no to and how many times I say no to some opportunities and some people. Because I could be practicing to become poor, P-O-O-R, right? Poor is passing over opportunities repeatedly. If I say no often enough, I will become poor. Because, if I keep saying no, I will eventually stop being asked to participate in this certain thing, right? And I realized after the fact that it was not everyone who was actually invited to this thing, and not a lot of people knew about Racha. So this was number one principle: commitment to living a holistic life and a life that is full of adventures and and discovery. Not convenient, certainly not comfortable, but the commitment was there, so I chose to go. Second life principle is to recognize that there's a critical role and a critical person I need in my life, person or persons. And that is the critical role of a coach, a mentor, and a friend with a sixth sense. This is why in this instance, this was so precious. I realized that I was engulfed in fear and worry and guilt, remember? And these are not the best emotions to come from when I'm making a decision. I will not make good decisions based on life principle, right? If I feel fear and I feel guilt. So I want to read a little bit from my notes, because James was the one who reminded me of the life principle of holistic living, right? And filling up emotional tank. So this was his critical role and his critical voice. He said to me, right? He said, so Racha, he said, Hwee Suan, Racha, Melbourne are important one-off experiences that will fill your emotional tank and go deep into your memory of a life well lived while you walk the plateau of mastery and climb the new skin mountain. Wow, I realized that, yeah, so important, to remember that this thing will recharge me and fill the emotional tank. So this was the critical role of my coach. And he also reminded me to visualize what I want. I almost forgot because keep thinking now of all the worry, the fear. Visualize what you want from Racha, what you can get out of it. And you saw from just a limited selection of my pictures, what a wow it was to me, because these are the things I love. And I got to do all of it, right? And of course, Wee Ling, the coach who taught me how to better paddle with the inflatable SUP, she kept saying the words, face the wave. When you see the wave coming, face it. And another way to put it is to lean into my fears. Because, when the waves are coming, and I should be pointing my board to the wave, but my instinct was always turn the board away, try to run away from the wave. But when I turn the board this way, the wave comes, I flip. When I'm pointing this way, I can ride it. So, it was such a, I don't know, it's not an accident that I keep hearing these words, and I translated it into really facing my fears as well. Lean into it and face it. And the third and last principle, and I will end with this, is about the cup of life. I choose to see the cup as being half full and not half empty. Always, 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 right? I got to remind myself of this because it's not a natural thing, right? In every single thing, the half full, seeing the cup half full attitude gets me far and gets me to be, I think, a happier person. Really just happier. Now, I believe somehow always that all things work together for good. So I like the word for good. In fact, I have something here that reminds me. It was given to me by Rash. Like, see good in all things. Alamak is inverted. Yeah, believing that, right? So I give you an example. I was actually rejected by someone as a roommate. She said, "Oh, I don't want to share room with this unknown girl. I don't share rooms with people I don't know." Sounds like a bit miffed at first. But, in the end, I got two very, very, very wonderful roommates. See the cup is half full and see good in things, right? And the thing is, I saw myself at first as the weakest peddler, among strong people. But actually, it doesn't matter weak or strong, because I was with a very giving team, a team of people who want to encourage people on stand-up paddling and want to help. Yeah, so I don't see myself as the weakest, as in being a big deal out of it. I see myself as one of the team members there to learn to become a better paddler. Yeah, and I had the opportunity to do that. So never, right? I told myself when I was reminded by James, don't see myself as out of place, the weak one. No. So I say, I'm so fortunate, so blessed to be with these people who are rich in life experiences, and they're literally rich, in wealth as well. And how come I get to go to such a glorious place and rub shoulders with even the owner of Racha Resort, multi-millionaire, right, who's so humble. So when I see the cup as half full, I can always carry my own weather and not fear it. So here you have someone who started with fear and guilt, being gripped by it before I went to Racha. I almost want to don't go, almost want to cancel. And then I learned so many things. I enjoyed myself. And these are the 3 life principles that I'm sharing today. Commitment to holistic living and a life of discovery and adventure. The critical role of a trusted coach, mentor, friend with a sixth sense. And then I choose to listen. And the third is really the cup of life, seeing it as half full and not half empty. With that, thank you guys. Have a great week. Bye, everyone. Thank you.